It all depends on how good JJ McCarthy is. I mean, I think that's the simplest and most obvious answer, but it's true. I thought this year, I thought the Vikings were closer during that kind of late season stretch where Darnold was balling out. I thought they were closer to being a Super Bowl contender than they had been since arguably 2009. I remember having that discussion here on the channel of are they better than 2017? And ultimately, it all kind of ended the same way as 2017, where they got blown out and they weren't particularly close. They weren't on even that 2009 level. So now we are assuming that they're going to move on from Sam Darnold, go to JJ McCarthy. And if McCarthy is good as soon as next year, which I think is possible given the way the Vikings have spoken about him and what he did at Michigan, and he was a top 10 draft pick, he was able to get a ton of really valuable mental reps and do all the VR training and all that stuff over his rookie year, then they could be in the Super Bowl window pretty quickly with what the cap space that they are going to be able to use coming up in 6 weeks here when free agency gets going to build a monster of a roster around him. With that said, I think the more conservative or safer estimate would be maybe we're talking about 2026 as being the year that the Vikings ideally really step into that Super Bowl window. Yeah, it just comes down to if McCarthy hits, because if he hits, that window could open as soon as this year. If he's not very good, then like many other teams, you go back to the drawing board and you're still plenty of years away, even with the talent around him already.